Imagine stopping to help a stranger in distress, fixing her tire on a lonely roadside, not knowing that in just a few hours, she'll be the judge deciding whether you walk free or spend years behind bars. That's exactly what happened to a young man whose simple act of kindness turned into a twist of fate he never saw coming. Hello friends, welcome to Oyam's African Tales. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of hidden potentials, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel.
It was barely past dawn when Judge Funmi Adedeo's sleek black sedan sputtered, coughed, and rolled to a stop on the quiet highway. "Not today, please," she muttered, slamming the steering wheel. Her first day presiding over a high-profile criminal hearing, a day she was driving without a police orderly and a driver, and now this. She stepped out, heels clicking against the asphalt, only to discover the nightmare, a flat tire. "Oh, wonderful," she sighed, brushing back her hair. She wrestled with the tire iron, her crisp suit jacket now streaked with dust. "You stubborn piece of rubber," she grunted, pulling harder. The bolt wouldn't move. With one last tug, she lost balance and fell. She sat on the ground, wincing in pain. "Okay," she said, glaring at the tire. "You won the fight, but I'll ask for a rematch." Just then, the faint hum of a motorbike drew near. She started screaming, "Hello, young man. Hello, please help me." Mr. Okeke, a young man, who was driving along the highway carriage, on seeing her on the floor, stopped, turned off his engine, and hurried over. "Ma'am, are you okay?" he asked, helping her up. "I will be better," she said, dusting herself off. "You wouldn't happen to know how to change a tire, would you?" He smiled faintly. "I could, only am running late. I have a hearing to attend." Her eyes widened. "You too? What a coincidence. Please help me. I'm the presiding judge in the criminal courthouse. I can't be late. The defendants will go free." He hesitated, his bike still running, the seconds ticking. "Please," she said, voice trembling slightly now. "Help me, and I swear I'll never forget it." He sighed. "All right, fine. But you owe me one. Deal. Just park it outside the courthouse when you're done. And remember, I'm a judge. Nothing must happen to my car." "Okay, Judge, where do I leave the key?" "With the guard. He knows me." She hailed a cab, glancing once more at him before leaving. "Thank you," she called out as the cab sped away. Minutes later, in the courtroom, Judge Funmi burst into the grand, echoing courtroom, her robes swirling like a storm. "Good morning, everyone. My apologies for the delay," she announced, taking her seat at the bench with feigned composure. The room was tense, lawyers shuffling papers, spectators whispering. "Where is the defendant?" she demanded, scanning the empty dock. "He hasn't arrived, Your Honor," the prosecutor replied, his voice edged with anxiety. "Nor has he contacted us. It's as if he's vanished." Her gavel hovered like a threat. "If the defendant does not appear within 15 minutes, I'll issue an arrest warrant. No excuses. It's clear he's attempting to flee. If he doesn't show, we win by default. Justice won't wait." The clock's hands crept forward mercilessly, each tick amplifying the suspense. Whispers rippled through the room. Had the defendant bolted? Was this the end of the case? Across town, Mr. Okeke wiped sweat from his forehead, tightening the last bolt on the tire. He looked at his watch, 9:42 a.m. He was cutting it close. He looked up, stared at his motorbike. He'd impulsively agreed to help, a noble gesture that was rapidly morphing into a logistical nightmare. He looked at the sedan, a gleaming enigma. "Oh," he exclaimed, his voice laced with panic. "And now, where do I park this thing?" He muttered. Then came a blaring siren. A patrol officer pulled over. "Sir, this vehicle is illegally parked," the officer announced, his tone clipped. "I'm leaving right now," Okeke stammered, fumbling for his wallet. "Let me have your license and registration papers." "I'm almost done, officer," he replied quickly. "Just changing a tire for someone. License and registration, please." He opened the car door, searching frantically for the documents. His heart sank. He couldn't find them. I can't find it, he admitted, his voice trembling. It's not my car. Then whose is it? Someone from the Department of Justice. Uh-huh. The officer's skeptical tone dripped with suspicion. He pulled out his walkie-talkie and puts a call through. I'd like to verify the status of the vehicle with license plate NGR72747. Don't get the wrong idea, Mr. Okeke said, officer. I'm just doing a favor for someone who works at the Department of Justice. We'll see about that. Okeke groaned. Please, officer, you're making me late. I have a hearing. The radio crackled. That car belongs to Judge Funmi Adedayo of Justice Department. The officer's eyebrows rose. Okeke spread his hands. See? I told you. I'm helping her. Still, it's an illegal stop. I'm writing a ticket. How much? $200. Okeke's jaw dropped. I can't pay that. Then next time, don't park like you own the street. The officer slapped the ticket on the windshield and left. Okeke muttered, unbelievable, and threw the punctured tire into the trunk. As he slid into the driver's seat, something metallic fell from his pocket onto the road. A small USB flash drive. He didn't notice. The same flash drive that contained the evidence files for his hearing. Evidence that could determine whether he walked free or went to prison. What secrets did USB flash drive hold? And in the courtroom, as the 15-minute deadline loomed, Judge Funmi drummed her fingers, unaware that her unlikely savior might just be the very defendant she was about to condemn. He drove off toward the courthouse, unaware that the lost drive now shimmered faintly on the asphalt. The courtroom was tense, thick with anticipation and whispers. Judge Funmi Adedayo sat poised behind the bench, her black robe immaculate, her gavel resting like a weapon of truth. It's been more than 15 minutes, she said, glancing at the clock. The defendant has neither appeared nor excused his absence. Therefore, this court will declare. Just then, the heavy wooden doors burst open. Excuse me, Your Honor, a breathless voice called. Everyone turned. Mr. Okeke stood at the doorway, clothes dusty, hair disheveled, clutching a folder in his trembling hands. I had a setback, he said, struggling to catch his breath. I didn't mean to be late. How convenient, murmured the plaintiff, rising from his seat. This man is late, dirty. He was probably rehearsing how to lie. Silence in the courtroom. Judge Funmi's gavel struck like thunder. Order. Her gaze fixed on Okeke, steady, unreadable. The hearing will continue, she declared. And don't worry, Mr. Okeke. I trust there must have been a good reason for your delay. Her gaze locked onto his. Is this not the man who helped me change my bad tire some minutes ago? Then a flicker of secret gratitude passing between them, invisible to all but the two who shared the morning's chaos. But clean your hands before touching court documents. Every detail matters here. Yes, Your Honor. And your attorney? I will defend myself, Your Honor. Very well, she said, her tone sharp but intrigued. State your opening. He drew a breath. Your Honor, I'm innocent. I never stole the computer. The plaintiff laughed under his breath. That's what anyone says after running away with confidential data. Silence. The gavel struck once more. A declaration of dominion and authority that made the bench vibrate. Judge Funmi's stare could have melted iron. Ms. Ndidi, the only voice that commands this courtroom is mine. Interrupt again, and I'll declare you in contempt, fines, sanctions, or worse. Go ahead, Mr. Okeke. The floor is yours. Okeke swallowed hard. A week ago, I was working as a technician in the company. They gave me a computer to repair. I fixed it, placed it back on the rack. The next day, it vanished. I was blamed. Do you have witnesses? No, Your Honor. The plaintiff rose smoothly. With your permission, Your Honor, the company audit is clear. The missing equipment was under his custody. And who wrote the report? Funmi asked. I did, Your Honor. And who possesses the evidence? My client. He delivered the equipment to the technician. Only the defendant had access. What is your request? A declaration of direct liability for the loss and compensation for economic damages. How much? I've already paid close to the $6,000 we need. But even more, we need the expert's report to protect us with insurance. The data on that machine, proprietary algorithms, a year of unfiled patents, is worth millions. The theft of that computer isn't a mere property crime. It's corporate espionage. Okeke interjected. That computer isn't even worth half that amount. Objection, the plaintiff barked. He's discrediting our case without testimony. Silence. The gavel crashed again. You'll have your turn, Mr. Okeke. Continue. Yes, Your Honor. I also have proof. The room leaned forward. I have a video of Ndidi, the company's accountant, entering the office at night and leaving with the computer. Gasps rippled through the courtroom. Even the plaintiff stiffened. The judge's sharp eyes flickered with interest.
Hello guys, haven't subscribed yet? Please subscribe now, hit the like button, and leave a comment to help.
And where is this video, Mr. Okeke? He reached into his pocket confidently, then froze. His hand searched again, then the other pocket, then his jacket. His expression shifted from calm to panic. It's not here. What do you mean it's not here? The judge asked, leaning forward. I had the flash drive with me when I came in. I must have dropped it when I changed a tire earlier. The plaintiff scoffed. Now that's convenient. Maybe it fell into the same place as the missing computer. Okeke's voice cracked. I swear I had it. I can even describe the video frame by frame. Enough, the judge said coldly. This court operates on evidence, not imagination. Your Honor, while we waste time, said the plaintiff, the company suffers damage. This man should be remanded. He could flee again. Judge Funmi sat back, fingers steepled under her chin. The room fell into silence. Even the clock ticked softly, waiting for her judgment. Finally, she spoke. This court does not act on emotion or suspicion, she said. Both sides will be heard. Justice must remain blind, even when the world tries to make her see what isn't there. But Your Honor. Silence. Her eyes glinted like steel. Since the defendant claims to have lost crucial evidence, this court will recess for 40 minutes. Mr. Okeke, find your flash drive. If you do not return within that time, she paused, her voice lowering into a warning tone, this court will interpret your absence within the full weight of the law. Thank you, Your Honor, he said, bowing slightly. As the gavel struck, murmurs erupted across the room. The plaintiff leaned toward his lawyer. He'll never find it, he whispered. We will make sure of that. Judge Funmi's eyes flicked up, catching the whisper, but she said nothing. She only watched as Okeke left the courtroom, desperation in his step. The clerk approached her quietly. Your Honor, do you really believe he's innocent? The judge stared at the empty doorway for a long moment. Then she said softly, belief doesn't matter in my court, only proof. But something tells me someone's lying. She stood, removing her glasses, her gaze hardening. Bring me the audit files, she ordered, and call the officer who stopped him this morning. I want every detail, including what fell from his pocket. The clerk blinked. You think the flash drive? I think, she said, cutting him off. This case just stopped being about a missing computer and became about power, deceit, and theft of justice itself. This recess has created a high-stakes, 40 minutes dash for Mr. Okeke, leaving the audience in complete suspense. Will he find the flash drive, or will the judge declare him guilty and hold him liable for millions? Her gavel echoed one final time. Recess is over in 40 minutes, and may the truth be ready to defend itself. The Court of Shadows. I can't believe that guy showed up right when we had him cornered. Ndidi slammed her hand on the table in the plaintiff's chamber. And to top it off, he shows up talking about a video? That wasn't in the plan. Her voice trembled. Fear was creeping in beneath her polished confidence. Did you know about that video? She demanded, eyes darting to her partner in crime, the plaintiff. He frowned, pacing. No. But if he really has it, then he recorded it without anyone noticing. And if that's true, he stopped. There's no telling how much it shows. Dee clasped her hands, breathing fast. If he finds it, we're finished. The plaintiff straightened, his tone sharp and strategic. Listen, if he doesn't find that flash drive, we hold our ground. He won't perform miracles in 30 minutes. She nodded nervously. Exactly. He's alone, no lawyer, no witnesses. And if the flash is gone, he'll look like a desperate liar grasping for pity. So, the plaintiff smirked, leaning close. We stick to the strategy. If he returns empty-handed, we demand a ruling. If he returns with something, we discredit it. Say it's edited, fabricated, anything. And if the judge suspects something, she won't. Judges love proof. And if we shake her confidence, she'll doubt him, not us. He grinned. This isn't the first time someone's tried to trick a court. Dee tried to smile, but her eyes betrayed her fear. Either way, he can't win. The search. Meanwhile, the clock was a relentless enemy clicking. Mr. Okeke tore back to the grimy roadside under the blazing sun where he'd changed his tire. Tense, he wondered what fate awaited him if he failed. The thought of facing Judge Funmi's declaration of guilt, a sentence that would ruin his life, was a cold dread in his stomach. This video was the proof. It took him a week to record, patiently building the case against their scheme. He searched the dirt, the pavement cracks, under a broken piece of metal. Nothing. Come on, he whispered, his voice breaking. Please. He looked around, despair creeping in. The wind blew dust into his face. He thought of the judge's cold warning. If you don't return, the law will interpret your silence. Then a glint. There, near the gutter, the flash drive, coated in dust but unmistakable. His heart leapt. Here you are, he shouted, grabbing it like a sacred relic. I knew it. He snatched it up, its small weight holding the future in the balance. He ran to his bike, clutching the flash like his life depended on it. The engine roared, and within minutes, he was racing back to the courthouse, his mind echoing one sentence over and over. This will prove everything. A giddy mix of excitement and terror propelling him. The return. The courtroom doors flew open. Here it is, Okeke exclaimed, raising the flash drive high. Here's the evidence, Your Honor. The plaintiff smirked coldly. And what do you have for us this time? Another carnival trick? Maybe you edited it on your way here. Order. Judge Funmi's gavel cracked like thunder. Session resumes. Her eyes locked on Okeke. Mr. Okeke, do you have the evidence you mentioned? Yes, Your Honor, he said, voice trembling but steady. I found it exactly where I changed the tire. It's intact. Inside is a video showing Ms. Ndidi entering the office after hours and leaving with the computer. The entire courtroom fell into a hush. Even the air felt heavy. Objection, Your Honor, the plaintiff snapped. We cannot verify the authenticity of that video. It could be anything. A deepfake, a loop, old footage. Silence, the judge commanded, her judicial power crackling in the air. This court will evaluate the veracity of the content by determining the truth, not your assumptions. She turned to the clerk. Prepare the video for judicial review. No one leaves this courtroom until the content is verified. Dee whispered to the plaintiff, panic setting in, her face pale. If that video's real, we're done. He leaned toward her. Stay calm. Deny everything. Say your access card was cloned, or that you were forced. We can always make it look tampered. The revelation. The clerk inserted the flash drive. The lights dimmed slightly as the screen flickered to life. The judge leaned forward, face illuminated by the screen. There she was, Dee, sneaking into the office, looking around nervously. Then she disconnected the computer, covered it with a file cloth, and slipped out into the night. Gasps filled the courtroom. The plaintiff's jaw clenched. When the video ended, the judge rose slowly. Her silence was louder than any gavel. She turned the screen toward the plaintiff. You may view it. He hesitated, then looked, pale-faced, cornered. "Ms. Ndidi," said the judge, her voice calm but razor-sharp. "Do you have anything to say?" "That proves nothing," Ndidi stammered. "I had permission. I was reviewing reports." The plaintiff jumped in, desperate. "Your Honor, this video doesn't prove that the equipment was stolen or that any data was lost. You only see my client entering." The judge's eyes glowed with restrained fury. "You claimed the computer disappeared after being handed to the technician," she said. "Yet this video shows it leaving in your client's hands." "Your Honor, enough." The courtroom froze as she stood tall, her voice resonating like divine judgment. "By the power vested in me by this court, I hereby declare all pending accusations against Mr. Okeke temporarily waived, pending full verification of this evidence. Furthermore, a new investigation shall be opened for perjury, fraud, and evidence tampering under the names of both the plaintiff and Ms. Ndidi." Top of form. Her gavel came down hard, bang.
Hello guys, haven't subscribed yet? Please subscribe now, hit the like button, and leave a comment to help.
"Justice," she declared, "may be delayed, but it cannot be denied." The plaintiff turned to Ndidi, whispering through clenched teeth. "They found us." "Not yet," she whispered back, panic in her eyes. "What do we do?" He leaned closer, voice low and venomous. "We make that flash drive disappear permanently." Judge Funmi's piercing voice cut through their whisper like a blade. "Anything you wish to share with the court, Mr. Plaintiff?" They froze. Her stare lingered, sharp, knowing, unyielding. "This hearing is suspended until further notice. But mark my words, truth has already entered this courtroom. It may hide for a while," she looked straight at Ndidi, "but it never escapes justice." The gavel struck again. Boom. The courtroom echoed with silence, the kind that comes before someone's downfall. Inside the marble corridors of the High Court, whispers followed Judge Funmi Adedayo like shadows. Her rulings were sharp, her words law, but that day, something in her gaze was heavier. The case of Okeke versus Okonkwo and Associates had already torn reputations apart. A simple stolen computer, or so everyone thought. Outside, in the dim-lit hallway, Ndidi paced nervously beside the plaintiff, attorney Chidi Okonkwo. "I have an idea," she hissed. "Let's make Jose Daniel a partner." Okonkwo frowned. "He'll never accept. Not after what we did." Ndidi leaned closer, her perfume laced with fear. "He's desperate. He needs money. Trust me, fear makes even the proudest men crawl for help." Okonkwo hesitated. "We could lose everything." She smiled coldly. "Or gain it all. Just follow my lead." Later that day, Mr. Okeke stood before Judge Funmi. "Thank you for helping me earlier," he said softly. "There's nothing to thank me for," she replied, keeping her eyes on the file. "Justice isn't charity. It's duty." He hesitated, his voice trembling. "Do you think I'm innocent, Your Honor?" "I don't think," she said firmly. "I verify. The truth hides in evidence, not emotion. And what does your heart say?" He pressed. Her eyes flickered, a rare crack in her armor. "I'll tell you that when all this is over," she said. "It doesn't matter what I want. What matters is what can be proven, and that justice is above any personal interest." She was visibly upset. "Why?" he asked. Her eyes softened for a brief, revealing moment. "It bothers me that people with power use it to frame innocent people and send them to jail. They try to turn the system into a weapon for greed. That's what you're here for, to deliver justice. And I hope to do so. Excuse me." She walked quickly toward her chambers. Okeke felt a powerful surge of support. She wasn't just a judge, she was a protector of the vulnerable. Outside the courthouse, Ndidi and Okonkwo intercepted Okeke. "It wasn't easy finding you," Ndidi said, forcing a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "I was looking for evidence," he replied coldly. "Perfect," Okonkwo said. "We're here to talk about that. What do you want?" Ndidi stepped closer, her voice smooth and conspiratorial. "Listen, Okeke, this thing about the computer or the trial doesn't have to end badly for you. We want to fix it. We know you're in bad shape. We're proposing a deal. A business deal. Okonkwo leaned in, the stench of desperation hidden beneath his expensive cologne. Look, Okeke, the computer didn't disappear. We know exactly where it is. The company pays our insurance. You plead guilty, we then drop the complaint, you're acquitted for lack of evidence, and you get your share. Clean money. That's right. Everyone wins. No one loses, Ndidi urged. But I'll look like the thief on paper, Okeke said, feigning reluctance. Temporarily, but you'll get your money. Much more than you've earned in years fixing computers. That is it. And if I refuse, then you be left alone to rot, without a job and with a criminal record, Ndidi finalized, adding the threat that cinched the deal. Okay, I accept, Okeke said, his voice surprisingly steady. But I don't move without my guarantees. You'll get your share. We'll fix that after this is over. Perfect. Okonkwo was triumphant. Just one thing, Okeke added, his hand going to his chest. I have my methods too, just in case someone decides to go back on their word. What they didn't know was that the tiny video recorder, hidden inside his chest pocket, was capturing every venomous word, every detail of their conspiracy. We're not beginners, Okonkwo scoffed. Neither am I, Okeke replied, savoring the moment. Ndidi frowned, turning to Okonkwo as Okeke walked away. What did he mean? Nothing, he just wants to scare us, Okonkwo answered, dismissing the shadow of doubt. Moments later, the hearing resumed. The suspense in the courtroom was a physical weight. Judge Funmi Adedeo took her seat. Tension thickened the air. Cameras clicked. Reporters whispered. Judge Funmi adjusted her glasses. The defendant, do you have something else to offer before we proceed? Okonkwo jumped up, beaming. Your Honor, we've reached an agreement with the accused. Like this? To what agreement? The judge demanded, skeptical. He pleads guilty. Gasps echoed. Is that true, Mr. Okeke? Yes, Your Honor, Okeke responded, the silence stretching taut. I agreed, to prove an illegal proposal the plaintiffs made to me. A ripple of shock went through the gallery. Okonkwo's triumphant smile shattered. Your Honor, that's false. He's lying. Silence, Attorney Okonkwo, the judge thundered, striking the gavel with devastating force. Continue, Mr. Okeke. They offered me a deal. Plead guilty in exchange for a portion of the insurance money. The whole plan was to make the computer disappear so they could collect the compensation and blame me for everything. It was all a scheme for corporate insurance fraud. The courtroom fell into stunned silence. That's a lie, it's not true. I warn you, Your Honor. Okonkwo shouted, his face contorted. Silence, or I'll remove you from the room. You are now speaking under suspicion of gross criminal misconduct, the judge warned. Everything is recorded, the entire conversation, and I have that evidence to back me up, Your Honor. Okeke reached into his chest pocket and pulled out a small recorder. I recorded everything, Your Honor. The proposal, the threat, even the price of my supposed betrayal. He handed over the flash drive to the judge. The judge's expression was one of cold, righteous fury. She instructed her clerk, please play the recording. As the clip played, Ndidi and Okonkwo's voices echoed in the silent room. Their faces projected onto the screen, looking horrified, devastated, and utterly humiliated. The computer never disappeared. We know where it is. You plead guilty, we then drop the complaint, you're acquitted for lack of evidence, and you get your share. Clean money, their words boomed, an irrefutable confession. The courtroom froze. The judge stood, her gaze sweeping the room before settling, heavy and final, on the accused. She slammed the gavel. This court has not only witnessed gross manipulation, but a blatant attempt to corrupt the judicial system and commit high-level insurance fraud. This is a crime against justice itself. Her voice was a booming declaration. Clerk, please notify the prosecution. Immediately. Your Honor, this is a misunderstanding. We can reach a sufficient agreement for attempted procedural fraud, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy. Okonkwo pleaded, his tone reduced to frantic desperation. The only misunderstanding here is that you thought justice could be bought. The time for agreements is over, Judge Funmi declared, delivering her ultimate judgment. The court has requested a warrant of preventive detention for Attorney Chidi Okonkwo and Ms. Ndidi Sterling. Officers, please take them away. As the bailiffs moved in, Okonkwo resisted. This will not stay like this. I'll file an appeal. I'll report you. What will not stay like this is impunity, the judge stated, her authority absolute. Justice will always prevail in my courtroom. Mr. Okeke, the court has decided that you are innocent of all charges, allowing you to leave the courtroom with your reputation intact and your liberty secured. The gavel came down with a final, echoing crash. A sound that signaled not only the end of a hearing, but the destruction of a powerful conspiracy. Okeke bowed slightly. Thank you, Your Honor, for believing in justice. She smiled faintly. Justice doesn't need believers, Mr. Okeke. It just needs witnesses. As Okeke left the courthouse, the same flash that once slipped from his pocket fell to the ground again. A little boy picked it up and ran toward him. Sir, you dropped this. He smiled, taking it gently. Funny, he said, how life always gives you back what you thought you lost, once the truth is set free. He looked up at the courthouse, Judge Funmi's shadow framed against the window. Justice, it seemed, had more than one guardian that day.
If this tale hit you right in the feels, now think about Okeke's moment of choice. He could have sped past the stranded judge to save his own life, but he stopped to help a stranger. It was that single noble decision, born from resilience and an unwillingness to ignore suffering, that unexpectedly earned him the judge's trust and exposed a multi-million-dollar corporate scheme. It proves that even when you feel most threatened, your character is your strongest defense. Your biggest setback might just be the setup for your greatest triumph. Watch out for part 2, coming your way with more intrigues and suspense.
Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed our stories. Please hit the like button, leave a comment below and subscribe to our channel.